Hi students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to explain third chapter in science, that is fiber to fabric for class 7th. We know that fibers can either be obtained from plants or animals and are known as a natural fibers. Means natural fibers that are found in nature, that in plants or animals. Jute cotton is the commonly known natural fibers obtained from plants, whereas wool, silk are the commonly known natural fibers obtained from animals. In this chapter, we will study about how wool and silk are extracted from animals. Sheep body of animals traps the air in between the hairy fibers. The trapped air, being a poor conductor of heat, prevents the flow of heat from their body to the cold surroundings and vice versa, thereby makes these animals feel warm. Wool is obtained from the hairy animals like a sheep, goat, camel, and other animals. Coarse braid hair and fine soft under hair close to the skin are the two types of fibers forming the fleece of these animals. Rearing and breeding of sheep. To get the best quality wool, it is first necessary to select the best quality wool yielding parent. This process of selecting parents in order to obtain good quality wool in their offspring is termed as selective breeding. The sheep are taken out for grazing. They are also fed on a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, oil cakes, and minerals to ensure good yield of wool. Means we just provide a good food for good yielding of wool. Once the reared sheep develops a thick growth of hair, hair is shaved off for getting wool. Processing fibers into wool. Step 1. The first step is the removal of the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin. This process is termed as shearing. The hair provides woolen fibers that are then processed to obtain woolen yarn. Look at this picture. This is a process of shearing. Step 2. The sheared fleece is systematically washed in tanks in order to remove the grease, dust, and dirt. This is known as scouring. Different textures are separated or sorted. Different textures means some of the hairs are long and some of them are shorter. So we need to separate these different textures of hairs. Step 4. Here the small fluffy fibers called burrs are separated from the hair and the hair is scoured again and dried. The wool is then ready to be drawn into fibers. Step 5. The fibers are dyed into various vibrant colors because the natural color of the fleece is black, brown, or white. For that reason, we just dyed this uh, wool, dyed fibers of wool. Step 6. The fibers are then straightened, combed, and finally rolled into yarn. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters, whereas the shorter fibers are spun and woven into a woolen cloth. Next to natural fiber is silk. Is obtained from a silk moth. Silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. The rearing of silkworms to obtain silk is termed as sericulture. Sericulture is the process of rearing of silkworms. The silk fibers so obtained are weaved to make a silk cloth. It is a silk saree. Tazar silk, moga silks, and kosa silks are the most commonly known silk varieties. The most common silk moth among all is the mulberry silk moth, which is soft, lustrous, and elastic, and we can dye it into beautiful colors. Look at this picture. This is a mulberry tree. This is the food for also known as caterpillar or silkworm hatches out from the egg and grows in a size. As soon as the caterpillar gets ready to develop into a pupa, it first weaves a net to hold itself and swings its head from side to side in the form of a this. During these movements, the caterpillar secretes fiber made of a protein that hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. The caterpillar soon covers itself completely by a covering of silk fibers known as cocoon. The further development of the moth continues inside the cocoon. Silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. Processing of cocoon to silk. Step 1. The first step towards obtaining silk is rearing of silkworms done when mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. The hundreds of eggs laid by female silk moth are sorted carefully on stripes of cloth or paper and are then sold to silkworm farmers, where the eggs are kept under hygienic and suitable conditions of temperature and humidity for their proper growth. Look at this picture here. Female silk moth lays egg. Here we just provide mulberry leaves for silkworms. This is the image of a cocoon. Step 2. The second steps towards obtaining silk is the processing of silk. The pipe of cocoons used to obtain silk fibers are kept under the sun or boiled or else exposed to steam to this is a reeling of silk. On the left hand side, boiling cocoons are there. On the right hand side, reeling of silks are there. This is the rearing of silkworms. What you have learnt in this chapter: extraction of wool from wool yielding animals and extraction of a silk from silk moth. This completes your chapter, that is fiber to fabric. I hope you all are understand. Thank you all.